Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And today we are doing the top 10 games we most want to play from 2022. Specifically games we haven't played already. That is the criteria you both followed, I assume.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't normally follow your criteria.
Well, I don't know if I have to specify those games we hadn't actually played yet, but in case I didn't, that's the goal of this video. The games that we haven't played, 2022 has been a fun year full of a lot of games. 2022, I don't know about you guys, I think 2022 has been a good year.
It's been a strong year.
Yeah.
Like going through this year's list of games, the amount of games I want to talk about in different ways, the games I need to play more of, the games I haven't played yet, the best games of 2022, the best crowdfunding 2022. I feel there's been a lot of just
There's
a
like
lot
a
of these.
surplus of every list.
There's a surplus. In fact, speaking of surplus, that wasn't intended, but surplus, over on Patreon, actually, a bunch of these videos, I don't think this one, but a bunch of these videos in this series are going to have like extra content over on Patreon. You can check that out. If you want to see the 11 through 20s of a bunch of these, they're over there. Some of them have already been up, including my 11 through 20 most favorite crowdfunding campaigns of 2022 over on Patreon. But
did you add Unconscious Mind to that one?
No, I filmed them both at the same time. When I did my top 20 crowdfunding campaigns of 2022, I somehow missed Unconscious Mind. It wasn't on my list, unfortunately, and that definitely would have been on the list. So it's yikes. Sorry, Fantasia Games. Anyways, with that said, this list is the games we most want to get played. And I only have... Actually, I think I do have overflow for this list. I think I do have a Patreon video for this list.
I could have easily created overflow. This one I didn't. I'm happy to do that.
Up to you. I realize now I have overflow. But let's figure that out one step at a time. I'll start this one off with actually a kind of lame choice that I debated whether it should go on my overflow. But I know you agree with this, sort of. You're not going to change your list.
On the lameness? Or
on the lameness and the desire for the game. Azul.
Chocolatier? I've played it.
You played it?
Yeah.
Is it better?
It's the same.
That's the part.
So it's honestly maybe a little worse because it makes me hungry the entire time. Every time you touch little chocolates, it's like I need a box of chocolates with me.
Azul Master Chocolatier it's not like Azul has, and this is the part that's confusing too, which I think is bad marketing in general.
When you say it's the same Z's
it's
or
the same
it's
exact game.
Yeah, but
the
to like
base
which one?
The base,
No, the
like
original
original
base.
Azul.
It's the exact same?
With chocolate
chocolates.
pieces. You see? Now this is a problem.
But if you've never gotten either, it's like a option
Yeah.
So this is a problem from a marketing standpoint because Azul has like 17 not 17. They have like 4 or 5 versions of it at this point.
Yeah,
and
so they're all different.
And to have Azul Master Chocolatier is like, ooh, how's this one different? It's got chocolate-looking pieces. And it's the same game as the original, which is my favorite. The original is my favorite Azul. And so I debated whether this even deserved to be on the list, but I was like, I do want that game. I do want to play it. I like chocolate. I like Azul, specifically at 2 players. And I do want to get the chocolate version.
Specifically at 2 players. Fewer people to take the chocolate from me.
Fewer people take the chocolate. And so
I prefer chocolate at 1 player, but...
I prefer solo chocolate. Solo chocolate is my jam.
Do not eat the pieces. We don't need another Tide Pods incident. But Azul Master Chocolatier is my number 10. Arguably lame. Still want to play it.
Nice.
Fair.
Yep.
What's your 10?
My number 10 is a game that we got to check out at PAX Unplugged, but it's Deal with the Devil by CGE. That's
so you didn't play it, though?
No.
Right,
saw
we
it.
only got to see it.
Okay. That's what you for a second, you were like, wait a second, if we checked it out, that means we played it. I saw your eyes go over there.
Yeah, no, that one is, unfortunately, it always needs 4 players. And it is a bit of a longer game, so we couldn't demo it, and even being able to pick it up, I was like, I'm not sure when I would get 4 people to play, but it is like a hidden role game, and I'm very, very interested in it. It was one that I would have loved to sit down and play, but it was just too tricky.
Yeah, as a 4-player game, the art looks beautiful. The people who've played it at PAX said good things about it. The problem is, like you said, it's 4 players only, and it needs an app, and the combination of those just means, at best, I'll play it one day, but I didn't see a reason to own it from my collection.
Yeah, no, it was very buzzy. There were a lot of people talking about the game.
Yeah.
But do you have to have exactly 4?
Exactly 4.
That's a tough player count.
So I
But
don't
the
mind.
production quality looked great. It looked very cool and fun, but...
Yeah, nice.
I don't mind the ownership of the 4. I appreciate that, if anything. You and I have talked extensively about games that list bad player counts. Yeah. At the end of the day, 4 players is just a genre that's heavily competed in the games I love already, and I don't have 4 players as much as I have 2 or 3 or 1. And so it's the least amount of players I have, and it's already tightly fighting for spots. Combine that with apps, which is a concept I'm okay with but don't love, and I just don't see it hitting the table often. But it did look cool. It sounded very cool.
Fair.
What's
10 for me is, I think, quite early in the 2022 cycle, but it was one that a lot of people raved about if they were fans of it, and I didn't think about it at first, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, I really think this would be a game I'd be interested in, and it is Bullet.
Oh, that's good.
And just like you and Jeremy Howard and a couple other people that I normally kind of jive with in terms of my taste.
One Stop Co-op Shop loves it.
Yeah, and it was just like it seemed like a really interesting game that is different from most other things in my collection, and I loved the art design as well.
Yeah, it's got solid art design. The general idea of it is you're trying to deal with these bullets flying towards you with asymmetric characters and how they handle the bullets and how they reject them and push them off to the side. So you have a constant influx of things heading your way, and what you stop gets sent to your opponent. As there's a little circle around them. So I'm constantly pivoting the things to your overflow area, which just results in constantly accelerating degrees of things happening to you, and you have to get better and better at stopping the things happening to you, and eventually things pile up and collapse. It's almost like Tetris, if Tetris were a competitive game.
To me, it looks like a violent form of Dance Dance Revolution.
That is that's it's a violent Dance Dance Revolution. You hit it. Yeah. Very nice. What's your number 9?
My number 9 to snake down is one that I think you two are aggressively familiar with. That my copy was marooned in the worlds of the sea.
Hoplomachus.
Hoplomachus Victorian. So
I am so good at
I was expecting this in October, but due to obviously the issues with the shipping industry right now, and just the
that was a printing thing. They caught a printing error that Hoplomachus' printer was ready to go, and it wasn't. I don't know if it's fully printed. Something happened. They caught something. There was something had the wrong number of something in some copies, and so they had to basically say, hey, rather than have thousands of copies go out that might have misprints, they had to get them to completely redo it so everyone gets the right stuff.
But then also, isn't it slowly?
And then it's augmented by the shipping industry. Yeah.
So I was hoping to get this by the end of the year, but I don't think it will happen. But I got to go through a demo of it or see a kind of the very small portion of a demo play out at Origins. Was that Hoplomachus?
With Salem.
It was Gen Con.
It was Gen Con?
Yeah.
Those two, visually in my mind, those two convention halls are mixed up this year. But, Chip here an awesome booth. And,
that's at Origins, Gen Con, and everything.
Yeah. So, no, I'm very much excited about this. It's right up my alley. In terms of, Gladiator is one of my favorite movies, back in the day. So I really want to try this, just haven't had the opportunity yet. But you guys have had extensive experience with it.
A lot of, it's a solid game.
I'm excited for you to play it.
Nice. What's your 10?
My 9 is a game that Jeremy Howard told us we should play, and it's a small...
Resurgence?
No.
Winter?
Oh, wait.
Winter.
Should play.
Yes. It is, again. Good job. Resurgence I've already played. Otherwise, it absolutely would be on this list.
I don't even know.
So, neither did I until Jeremy Howard stopped by and said...
Is it Devere?
It's Devere.
Yeah.
Winter's a small little Devere box game. Jeremy Howard's like, you should play this game. And I like Jeremy Howard, and I like Devere games, and I like small box games, and the mechanic of the game are these, overlapping snowflakes. So you're supposed to be placing cards on top of or under cards and rearranging the board as you go, and it's condensing, and I don't know the exact way to play it. It's a small box. It comes recommended. I genuinely like the mechanic of overlapping cards where you partially overlap things in different ways. I tend to appreciate that. And I like small box games that aren't always a beast of a game to jump into. And so Winter is one that I absolutely will be trying. In fact, it's even possible that before the end of 2022 I'll play it. But I haven't played it yet. So
how long ago in the 2022? How long ago was
Unplugged.
that? Really?
I've had a week.
I've had a week?
Did you get a copy too?
They're sending me a copy, but I haven't gotten a copy. But also, factor in, yes, I've had a week, so it's I haven't had that much time, but it's still a 2022 title. I still want to play it, and it has actively been in front of me with the rules there in a game that takes 15 minutes to play, and I could have played it. So I had a chance, and I missed it. Yeah.
Man.
I'm tough on myself.
Now I'm interested.
It's a small box game. Yeah, I like small box puzzles because sometimes they are so satisfying. Some of my favorite games are just small little boxes or wallet games that just give you such an accessible, enjoyable experience. They also are very often letdowns. That's another thing. Sometimes the lack of complexity means there's not enough to sink your teeth into. But when they work,
it's not a long time investment.
Correct. It's not a long time investment, and either way, it's a win. Either I'm like, hey, that was fun, and I move on from it, or I'm like, another tiny travel game I can play. I was gonna say travel. But most of these travel games I actually play at home. But they sometimes do travel with me. Button Shy and Airland and Sea, those games do occasionally move around. Just I play them at home more.
Yeah.
You're number 9.
My number 9 is a game that I own and haven't gotten to play yet by Greater Than Games, Legends of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh.
Now I'm
That's a 2022 title?
It is.
Oh.
I'm a huge fan of Greater Than Games. They made Spirit Island. They made Sentinels of the Multiverse. Legends of Sleepy Hollow, I don't have, like, huge expectations for, but I am very excited because I love, like, spookiness. There's pumpkins and things like that I wanted to play it, like, over the course of, like, the Halloween season. So it's a campaign game. I'm very excited. I'm just not sure how much I'll love it. I'm hoping I do. I'm really excited. Like, the theme has me. The publisher has me. But reading through the game, like, I didn't get it to the table yet because I was picking other things over it, so.
And that's interesting because I haven't heard any buzz about the game.
Yeah.
And it's a Greater Than Games title.
Right.
And those two things feel like they shouldn't be true.
Right. And that's kind of what had me putting it off a little bit. I think if there was a better buzz about it, I would have tried to get it to the table faster in Halloween. But, yeah, I haven't yet. The minis look great.
I haven't even heard of the game.
No buzz. Yeah. And it's Greater Than Games.
It is a campaign game.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
See, I know nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I know it exists. That's as far as I knew.
Yeah. I'll play it soon, hopefully.
Jon Snow.
My number 8 is a small box solo game from a company whose name I can't remember. Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper Games. Resist. Good job. Good on you for knowing that.
Which number is this?
Number 8. Oh, good on you for knowing that. My number 8 is a small box game from David Thompson, and I want to say another designer, but I don't remember. David Thompson in general is a fantastic designer. Done a whole bunch of things. He's done War Chest. He's done the whole Undaunted series. He's done, I think he was involved in Sniper Elite, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but he's been involved in a whole bunch of amazing titles, and Resist was a solo game about trying to, I don't remember the exact mechanics, there's some degree of resistance. I don't remember who it was, maybe it's the key, maybe something else, I don't remember who exactly it was, but it's all about hand management. It's all about the cards and the hand management and the solo puzzle, as you have to figure out when to use these cards that might be stronger and help you, but those also will hurt you a little bit late game, which actually sounds a bit, now that I'm saying it, it sounds a drop like 20 strong. And the way you have this thing that you kind of occasionally can cash in on the perks you have, but it means you have less available later, so you have to balance out when you want to use these stronger benefits on the cards. Don't know much more about it past that, but it has landed. It was a GameFound campaign. It's landed. It's delivered. People are jumping into it, and it's getting good buzz.
Yeah.
And my interest in it, combined with the designer, combined with the general nature of what it is, has me interested.
Yeah, and my number 8 is Resist by Salt and Pepper Games.
I was surprised. I was like, Salt and Pepper Games is their first game. You are so on top of your stuff.
Nope, just had the same one. But yeah, so this was one of the biggest ones that had buzz around Essen, and I just didn't have the time to go see it. I had a limited window of times in between my demo sessions at Shadowborn. But it was one that I really, really wanted to go check out because I liked the time period. I liked military history. I liked the idea of kind of like a solo puzzle. The artwork was kind of capturing and like vibrant on the front. And yeah, I was definitely intrigued by it, but didn't get a chance to check into it. And the buzz has continued to be alive around it anytime I hear people talk about it. So.
I haven't seen this one at all.
And you like solo this year.
Yeah.
It's got kind of like a...
But you don't like war.
Right.
But it's a resistance against the oppressor.
It's got kind of what was the, just townsfolk, villager guy on the front, like I think with a rifle, and it's kind of like a picturesque, like farmer.
Yellowish.
Yeah, like landscape scene in front of him, and he's obviously like trying to hide, and then at the top it's like resist with an exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not enough neon.
If it was someone with a rifle, I was probably like,
If it was someone
I think there's a rifle on it.
Yeah.
What if it was a dragon with a sword?
Then I would be.
You're like, let's do it.
Not to like derail
coming
the
to
video.
GameFound next year.
We played Blitzkrieg last night.
Yes. Oh dear Lord.
And Alex was like, "Do you want to be the Germans or the Allies?"
So the Axis of Allies.
And I was like, "You mean do I want to be the orcs or the hobbits? Because that's the only way I'm gonna get through this."
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on the general preference against war games. I have the same, but like. I'll play them. I don't think I'm as resistant.
It's just not my jam.
I'm just intrigued by it. It's like, military thing. I think of Axis and Allies, which I don't have fond memories of. I do prefer orcs versus hobbits, although the orcs would obviously win, let's be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, orcs versus just hobbits?
Yeah.
It was undoubtedly going to be the
Rings
orcs.
It's definitely the orcs win.
Were they fighting each other?
Were
or
they fighting
running?
just hobbits?
They fight sometimes. They can take like one out.
You're defeating your own argument the more you explain it.
You're number 8, man.
My number 8 is Return to Dark Tower.
Oh, I debated
That's
this
one that I've seen around at conventions all the time. It has like the huge tower. It's Stephen King based. And oh my gosh, I just want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play it.
Yep.
It's one that everyone has had a good time playing. There have been demos at I think every convention we've been to.
Restoration has been at every single one with it.
Yeah. And every single time I'm like, I wish I could find time to do that, but it's eluded me.
Yeah, I keep debating. Like, I debated putting that on my list because I do kind of want to play it, but again, it's app-based with a huge tail presence, and I just don't know if that's as much my jam.
Did you not get a pledge of it?
No, I definitely didn't.
Oh, you didn't back it?
I might. It's the kind of game where I might play it and be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I can see myself doing that. But I'm just not compelled enough by an app-driven dice tower situation. It's just, to me, it seems, I know lots of people are totally fine with it, lots of people are very against it. To me, I'm not against it, I'm just not willing to shell $300 for, like, the all-in. And it's too much for me. I want to try it, and I might try it and be like, this is the best thing ever.
And that's the thing, like, I wanted to demo it and not try to, like, pick it up and just haven't played it. So that's the issue, is that, like, during conventions, finding the time to sit down and be able to
do a 90-minute playthrough or something like that.
Put on a list.
Yeah, for real.
I'm happy.
Your number 7.
My number 7 is the... Oh, huh?
You didn't get to go last time very much.
Oh. Number 7 is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim The Adventure Game. Because I love Skyrim, I love Elder Scrolls. Have I ever finished Skyrim? No. But have I gotten up to level 90 in Sneak every single time and killed people with bows and arrows? Yes, I have.
You can go into Sneak in this game. You can put points into Sneak and you get these little ambush opportunities.
Yeah. And so Modifius is one that I normally find synonymous with RPGs, and this is like one of kind of their first bigger like board game titles, of which I have been even familiar with. And I met Chris Birch at I think Gen Con, lovely guy, and he was kind of giving me a little bit of like an expose into the game as someone who was also a big fan of Skyrim. And previously I was like it's an adaptation of a board game I love. It's not gonna get any level of the feel that I want. And then he kind of kept explaining. And he was like, it's the kind of game. He's like, when we finally got some copies into the game, and I don't even know if it's production level or if it was prototype. And he was just like, when me and my mates had it, and he's like, we played for like 7 hours straight one day. And I was like, wow.
It's a solid game.
Wow.
I remember I titled my review like Just One More Turn or something like that.
Yeah.
Because when I played it, I had a chance to play it. I played the original prototype, and then I've since gotten it and played the tutorial since getting it. I need to dive into it properly. I think it's something we're doing over on Twitch possibly once we get through a backlog of a million things. But yeah, exactly. Oh, dude. But that was one where when I played it, I had that feeling of just one more turn. Like the idea of playing 7 hours straight, I was like, I just want to do one more round. I just want to have one, because it's never there's a kind of like these arbitrary save points. You could complete adventure, or you can just stop at any point, kind of. Yeah. But I just wanted to like just one more. I just want to go one more. I just want to roll dice one more time. I want to try that test one more time. I didn't find I wasn't a fan of the art. They had to use a lot of video game assets working with the publisher, and I wasn't a fan of the overall presentation of the game. And the combat system is not as I guess in depth as I'd like. It's okay. I'm fine with it. But the general sense of just doing one more thing, of getting one more thing done, of just trying to engage with the system, the events, the world around you as you choose which quest to try to encounter at any given point, overall really enjoyed it.
So like the video game.
Like the video game. Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm just going to take my items that I've looted and I'm going to sell them at the merchant. Well, the merchant just told me about like this little bandit infestation. It's really close by. It's just in the hills. I'll just go there.
Yeah.
Wait. Before I get there, there's this like ruins that like are on the way to the bandit cave. I haven't seen these ruins before. Like,
that's basically.
I'm just gonna check out these ruins.
This is exactly what the board game feels like. You have quests popping up, and you're like, but I just want to interact there, and I just want to go here, and I just want to upgrade my steed over here, and I just want to get one more thing. It really.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And then all of a sudden it's 4 a.m.
That's kind
mistakes
of
were made.
Yes. My number 7, playing off of Orcs versus Hobbits, is War of the Ring, the card game. This is one that I don't know anything about. Uh-oh. It's not your number 7, is it?
No.
Okay.
I just did my number 7.
Oh, that's fair. Definitely not number 7 then.
Going up, though. Immediately.
War of the Ring, the card game, is from Ares Games. And it's a two-player version, sort of. Well, I guess it's a card game version of the War of the Ring, the board game.
Which is also 2 players.
Yes. Very loved giant board game. And I kind of, when I first heard of it, I kind of wrote it off. I was like, okay, you're taking this giant, massive board game and you're trying to extrapolate to a card game. We've seen this done in board games all the time. And most of the time, there are exceptions, most of the time when you have popular game, the card game, they're not that interesting. But I've heard a lot of buzz about this one. People keep talking about it. People keep saying they like it. People keep saying it's not War of the Ring, but it gives you the War of the Ring experience in like 90 minutes, and it's pretty good. And I'm like, well, that sounds compelling. I've only heard positive things from people who played it, and that makes me want to play it. So that's gonna happen at some point, just not in 2022. You're number 7, Meg. Before Devon doesn't talk.
Number 6.
My number 7 is a game that we will be hopefully playing together. It showed up at your house.
One second. It showed up at my house. We'll be playing it together on Twitch.
I think maybe. I think that's the plan.
For us, eh?
No. We've started that.
I know you have started that.
No, we've started that one. A campaign game?
Yes, I believe so. I believe it's a shorter campaign.
I don't know.
Nightfall?
I should know what Nightfall is. What's Nightfall?
Nightfall, it's Red Raven games.
Is it called Nightfall?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll look it up. I can't remember that.
So it's Ryan Lockett?
Ryan Lockett, yes. I believe it has a campaign.
Is it in the Now or Never Above and Below world, or is it in the Sleeping Gods world?
Neither.
Its
own little, condensed... I shouldn't say condensed, that's
I don't think I even saw that when I was scrolling.
It's a short little campaign game. I think it's like 10 scenarios.
How did I not put this on my list?
Oh, Night with a K?
Yeah.
Yeah, K-N-I-G-H-T. But does it say if it's 10 scenarios?
I don't remember the number, but I know there's a campaign to it.
Yeah. I've heard
there's
great
single
things
player as
about
well.
it.
It features a campaign mode. This mode doesn't say how many scenarios it is.
Okay. I believe it's around 10.
Oh,
that
why
may be
is it
wrong.
not on my list?
Why isn't that on your list?
But this is one that we checked out at Gen Con, and they didn't have any copies, and then you finally had one come in.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not on my list. It should be on my list.
Dude, it should be on your list, man.
Well, too late now.
It's my number
7. It's a good thing you had Azul Chocolatier on there.
Yeah, good thing you had that.
It's got chocolate pieces. I want to play it.
What's funnier to me, not it not being on your list, but then it literally showed up at your house. You sent me a picture of it being like, this is here now, and then you still have no idea what I was talking about.
Well, I'm scrolling through BGG, and I'm just wondering, is it not? It's in that list.
Oh, yeah,
I think it is. I think it's just, I don't think that art pops up well when you're scrolling through a big list.
Could be. Well, yeah, it should be on my list. It's not.
Which is not a ding on the art.
Yeah.
We looked through a lot of images.
I go by the title, not the images.
I do as well.
I think I do. I don't know what's happening. I missed one.
But also, all their other titles are more like
Now or Never, Above or Below,
Near and Far. They're more like brain memory. Easy.
Like if it was night or
which was really well
day.
said on my part.
Fall.
They're more brain memory easy.
Let's go ahead and just get quickly to one of our number 6s. What's your number 6?
Oh my god.
My number 6 is almost the second direct crossover. Is War of the Ring, the card game. This was another one that, this was my most anticipated from Essen. Like, this is the one that I was desperate to go check out in my off time. And I went over there, and they had demos and stuff that were fully packed at all times when I went over there, and they had sold out in, like, the first half of the first day, or in the first day. So I couldn't get a copy at all. And that was the only time it was going to be available until, like, January of 2023 or something like that for, like, the U.S. So I was really desperate to get that. So I have War of the Ring. I have a couple expansions for it. I've played it one time with my brother. I did enjoy it. I have some things. I have some quibbles, some critiques that I didn't like as much about it. And it does take a long time. And so the idea of a card game implementation of that takes 90 minutes was very appealing. Additionally, playing Dune War for Arrakis with you, I was like, between Dune War for Arrakis and War of the Ring, the card game, I don't know if I'll ever need War of the Ring if I have both of those. And so I was really interested to try that and see how I felt about it. Because I do love Lord of the Rings as a, Middle Earth as a fantasy world. Yeah. I do enjoy it a lot. But, you're stealing my thunder, man.
It's okay, we're going to have Meg go next, so that when I do my number 5, I can take your number 4.
Yeah, that works.
Go ahead.
My number 6, I think, is a game that both of you have played. And if you know my love of Vagrant Song, it makes sense that this one eluded me, and I would have loved to have played it, but didn't get to.
Townsfolk Tussle.
Townsfolk Tussle.
Nice.
Yep, I really want to try that one. It's another boss battler. It's different from Vagrant Song, but like kind of in the same theme. That's the one that I didn't play, and I just want to try that one.
Come back to Kickstarter with a bunch of expansions in 2023. Yeah.
Nice.
And you've both played both?
I have played both.
Yeah.
And is there a preference?
I prefer Townsfolk Tussle.
Oh.
I prefer Vagrant Song.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, but to be clear, I think both are incredible, and I have quibbles about both, but I overall prefer Townsfolk Tussle. I find that I found Vagrant Song, I think, is very cool in what that bosses do, but my biggest pet peeve with Vagrant Song was the fact that trying to remember, and you would like this stuff, trying to remember all the rules changes in every scenario, because like there's two different levels of the things that happen. There's different things that happen when things get pulled out of the bag. There's different small adjustments to the rules. I found it was almost irritating that I kept playing every scenario wrong. And so I was like, okay, great. And I'm like, and also, that was one of the things. Like,
for Vagrant Song?
For Vagrant Song. I just, like, at any point, I'd be like halfway through the scenario, I'd be like, oh, I forgot about that rule. Okay, let's start playing with that. And that just kept happening because everything's changing, and they're constantly changing so many things. What?
So it's not that bad.
It's not. I thought it was a lot of changes every single round of stuff to be mindful of as you go through it. But it's fine. It was one of my quibbles about it. But I like Townsfolk Tussle a lot. The character in both is off the charts.
Yeah.
Both of them have character to no end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. Really, really cool games.
My number 6 is Devon's number 4.
No, you're near 5. You're on 5.
No, I'm 6. I'm the last 6. I got your 6. My 7 was your 6, so now I'm on my 6.
That's so true.
Which is your 4. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
That's so Raven.
What? Wayfarers of the South Tigris.
That one is almost on my list.
Is it good? Is it 4?
No.
Oh, okay. It's on your list, though.
No.
No?
I forgot about it. I didn't see
that.
It was almost on my list.
I didn't see that.
That was like, I also go by titles. Wayfarers of the South Tigris, which I assumed would be on Devon's list because I know I think both of you like that overall genre of games more than I do. I always want to like their games. I always want to. I love Hadrian's Wall. The others in the genre I've always thought were good. They never captured me the way they've captured a lot of people. The whole, what's the name of the company again?
Garfield
Games. And they have a whole bunch of series.
True Renegade.
Yep. And they have a whole bunch of series, and Wayfarers of South Tigris is their newest one in that series, aside from the solo game they have, Legacy of You. But in that series, the South Tigris series, this one's dice placement, which is a mechanic I love. And so I am very intrigued as to whether this is the one that finally captures my energy and attention when the others have always been good, but not, keepers for me. And so I definitely want to try this one. I am a little bit resistant only because of the fact that it still has that constant iconography and feel that his games have. And so I'm wrestling with like the love of dice placement versus the mental connection of a series that hasn't worked for me yet.
Yeah.
So like whenever I look at Wayfarers, I'm like, both I really want to play you, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like you. But I really want to play you. I go back and forth with that. And so I do want to play it. My list, I don't know if you guys did this, my list is ranked in order of least to most. So like Master Chocolatier at least was number 10.
Yeah. That's how we numbered them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how we ranked them.
Master Chocolatier is my least of this list, and Wayfarers is right there at number 6.
And what's your number 5, just so you can take my 5?
Oh, that's a good point.
I think we should just do that from now on to see if you steal it.
I'm not taking yours. This one's not taking yours at all.
I'm not taking yours.
Keep the Heroes Out.
Never heard of it.
No. I figured you both haven't heard of this one. I figured it's not got a lot of buzz. It is a Kickstarter title. It's from, I don't remember the name of the person of it, but he also has a different game. What's the game does he have?
What's his
Night
name?
Parade of the 100 Yokai. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I haven't heard of that either.
The games look adorable. Keep the Heroes Out is a game in which, you're going to love this. Keep the Heroes Out is a game in which you are a bunch of monsters in a dungeon trying to kill the heroes on the way in. Okay, it's got tiny little cutesy meeples. You could be the little Cthulhu meeple too if you want. They have a
Meg's like, yes.
Yes, she's like,
speak to me.
But
this is a genre I've played many times.
The game feels like, I believe it's a tower defense. The art, I have the rulebook because one of the rulebooks I traveled with over here. I was like, I want to read the rulebook to play it. I have the game. I want to play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actively am really excited to dive into this one. It's just the art looks incredibly cool. I've heard generally good buzz from the people who've played it already, and it just looks adorable. And I very much I think it's the kind of game that will work for me on a personal level as well as you can play it solo, as well as playing it with my family. And so overall, very excited for this one. It's just adorable. Beautiful art, and now I want to get Night Parade of the 100 Yokai too, but I should probably play this one first. But anyways, yeah, let's Keep the Heroes Out.
Is the Yokai one like the...
Yokai's different. Yokai is you're playing as, I don't remember what you're playing as, like, you're playing as various factions trying to take control of different areas, each with their own asymmetric ability, but also very cutesy, very different game though.
Sounds cool. But both sound cool.
Yeah, they look cool. They look cool.
Nice.
You're number 5.
My number 5 is Keep the Heroes Out.
The liar. The liar. Not a chance on that.
That's good.
My number 5, which is totally, my whole list is in proper order of things that I rank.
Come on, it's gotta be, right, Devon?
It's not.
Come on, Devon.
It's just,
don't you remember when I had my list and I was like, but I have to order them, and you were like, are you ready? And I was like, I'm putting them in order.
Oh, you did do yours in order.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The way you both, I thought you both are messing with me.
My numbers are all over the place, and that's why.
Because you ordered it. Got it.
Yeah.
What's your number
I
5?
feel like after I play games, I can rank them in order. But like before I play them, I'm just excited.
How excited are you to play these?
Excited for all of them.
Equally excited?
Yes, but for very different reasons.
Okay, then fine. Then it's in order.
Yeah. Yes. Whatever sounds more intelligent.
If you want to play this exactly as much as this, they're the same. They are in order.
My number 5 is Frostpunk, the board game.
Okay.
Did I finally steal one? You forgot?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I just stole one from you.
No, I didn't.
Is it your number 4?
I don't know yet.
So Frostpunk is a PC game that I've actually owned on Steam for quite a long time, but I haven't had a computer.
It's on my backup list. It's on my 11.
Oh, wow.
It's on my 11 through 20.
Really?
On Patreon. Yeah.
So,
Run Patreon.
Well, now they don't have to.
If you want the other 9, you do.
So it's a game that I've owned on Steam for quite a while because it's the exact type of like survival and like I love Snowpiercer. The movie is the one that I really enjoyed, and I just haven't had a computer that was actually physically able to play it. That is different now. I could actually play Frostpunk on the computer. But the board game, I was like, when this came out, this was right when I was kind of coming into awareness of the crowdfunding scene, and I think it was like actively ongoing when I was like, what? It's Kickstarter! And then I looked at it and I was like, this looks amazing. I also don't have $200 to spend on this. And I kind of regret it. It's because the like deluxe production of it is gorgeous, and similar to Dark Tower, it does have a very imposing central Dark Tower. It's also way less approachable of a game, I think, than Dark Tower. But Frostpunk has always been a title that has eluded me in terms of my ability to engage with it, but has always fascinated me in terms of the kind of theme and style of game that I want to check out. So Frostpunk from Glass Cannon Unplugged, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my number 5.
What's number 5, Meg?
My number 5 is a crossover. Not a direct crossover, but a crossover. With Mr. Devon Talks Tabletop.
Devon Talks Tabletop.
Crossover with me.
Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. God, I want to play that game. I want to rip it open.
It's good.
I think that game is going to be a problem. I think once we start playing it, it will be a problem of, okay, let's just do a little more.
Our midnight streams.
Okay, let's do a little bit more. Okay, but then we can just do this and then stop. Okay, well, that just unlocks this and I just want to see what it is. Yeah.
I want to play it faster.
I
want to start it faster.
Excited.
We need to finish Roleplay Adventures so we can dive into that ASAP.
Yeah. And then Wild Ascent.
We're pretty close to finishing that.
We are pretty... Well, one of those two, yes.
Yeah.
The other one, not so much.
We need to do, like, a dedicated night per game, so that way we can just have, like, 7 ongoing campaigns.
Let's do it. We should do that, totally. That sounds
sound way better.
Yeah.
Yes. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is another campaign game, ISS Vanguard.
Oh.
I have not gotten to play it yet. It's one that I also have not gotten to table.
You physically have it?
Oh, I physically have it.
I physically have it.
I
physically have it.
I've played with it and touched it and looked through it.
So you have played it.
And someone, one of the members of our Discord community, Srebme, is playing through it and speaks very highly of it. She's really enjoying it. It's one that she keeps tabling, which tells me it's one that would keep our interest. Yeah, I really want to play it.
The only reason it's not on my list is anything I played as a prototype, I did not include here.
You've played a bit.
And it's not on my list because I didn't notice
titles.
It's like ISS Vanguard is weird for me because sci-fi is so my theme. It's totally my theme. And campaign games are something I'm deeply interested in at all times, even when I don't have the capacity to actually get them to the table. And I don't know what it is. It's just I have never been even remotely tickled my interest with it. I don't know why.
That's funny because I almost always go fantasy. I love fantasy and I rarely love space-themed games, but this is one that I'm like, I really want to play it.
It gave me, from playing it, it gave me very strong Mass Effect vibes.
And maybe it's just because I didn't see a prototype or I haven't like watched a gameplay of it. But like when you're just looking at like the promotional images of it or like just like the flat box cover, I'm like, I don't know what this game is. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
So if you'd like to learn like more about the game in like a very quick bite-sized video, the Dragon's Tomb did a wonderful video explaining a lot about the game. Yeah, check that out.
I love Jeffrey so much.
You'll be so much more informed after it.
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal.
It was very informative. I really got a lot out of that video.
My favorite one is when he literally, like, it says, like, copy or something, and he takes, like, all of the components and runs it through a copier and just physically prints out the components.
He's awesome. Dragon's Tomb. You should go and check him out and subscribe to him. My number 4 is one that I highly doubt is on either of your lists, and it's technically a 2022 title because it's in this weird phase. It's a Kickstarter game that has like half the shipments delivered, but the U.S. shipments are currently in this weird limbo where they're currently being held because of the whole payment thing.
Shipments. Oh, I'm trying to think about it. I feel like I've gotten updates and I know which one this is, but I don't.
It's an old Kickstarter, my longest outstanding Kickstarter that was on the cusp of delivery.
Oh, wait. Is it the people that ISS Vanguard?
Nope.
Oh.
It's the longest outstanding Kickstarter I have. It's on the cusp of delivery.
Aeon's Trespass Odyssey?
Nope. And it's, again, some people have gotten it. The U.S. shipments have not yet gotten theirs. They're currently in this weird limbo state. And it's the Everrain.
Watergate?
Hey. The Everrain is a campaign game which you are on this ship in the middle of the ocean in a post-apocalyptic Cthulhu-esque vibe world. You have these deep elder gods rising out of the ocean. You have your crew that you're managing. It's a campaign game. I don't remember all the mechanics. It's been 3 years since I backed it. I think it's 3 years.
Sounds really cool.
It is.
I really wanted you to say my number 4 is
14.
4. My number 4 is 4.
I almost did that on my next one.
But yeah, I think Everrain looks fantastic. I really want to play it. At this point, I'm in this weird limbo state because the company clearly has some financial stuff going on, and the games exist. They are at a hub. I should get my copy of the game, but I don't know exactly when or if or how. So hopefully I get my copy of the game. But I'm really excited for the game I hopefully eventually get called the Everrain.
I feel like if you got rid of literally all of your other board games and just kept the big box campaign or boss battle or adventure games that have been coming in the last 3 years, I still feel like you'd have like 2 years plus worth of board game
Only
content.
2 years?
It's just me being conservative. It's like if you just got rid of every other board game you've ever owned and just got these big box ones and you left.
The problem is I like both. I like the campaign deep dives and I like the one-shot things. I like too many things in too many ways. I mean, my collection is not that big. It's, again, relative. Everything's relative. It's around 300 games or so at any given point, give and take at any given point. Games come in, games go out. 300 is a lot depending on who you are, but it's not necessarily a lot depending on who you are. You might think I have like 800 games. A lot of games come in and a lot of games go out.
You're very efficient about calling games.
Because I only want to play the best of the best. And there's so many that already fit into the best of the best. And everyone's best of the best is going to be different. I'll find a game that I love and you'll be merely okay with it. That's great. That's delightful. Let's keep that in the video. Go ahead, Devon. What's your number 3? 4. What do you
keep that in the video. As if you're
it slapped me in the face while I was trying to drink. My number
I love the audience we're cultivating. Thanks for sticking around, all of you. I appreciate you.
My number 4 is Twilight Inscription, which was like at Gen Con was one of the absolute like furor ones. It was like, you know,
they had such a big demo area.
There was so many people going to grab it. I had people that were like, "Hey, you have an exhibitor badge. Can you please go line up for the half-hour wait that is just the exhibitor people, that's not even the other people that can get into the hall, and wait with all the other exhibitor people to get it?" Because they were doing like a limited like 50 to 100 copies a day or something, and it went fast. And so a couple of different people brought it up, but they were like, "This is crazy. You have like 4 separate boards that you're on."
It's
and
so
I'm like,
and
Twilight Imperium.
Each
and they're
board
like,
is asymmetric.
Yeah.
There's a symmetric version if you want to play symmetric, and then there's like 8 different copies of each of the 4 boards.
Yeah, no. I love Twilight Imperium, and when people were like, "This is stupid," they're like, "This game takes 2 hours," and I was like,
it's so
"Because
fun.
it's Twilight Imperium, but it rolling right." I was like,
It takes 90 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Tops. And it's amazing. You have to play Twilight Inscription, and you have to play Hadrian's Wall, and we have to do a play this, not that between these games.
Happy to do
You
it.
played Hadrian's Wall, right?
I have with you.
It's so
with
good.
you and Rena.
Yeah, we should do these games. They're solid.
I'm happy to do it. Twilight Inscription is my number 4. I love Twilight Imperium. It's a no-brainer for me that I want to play this.
Now you've done your 4, right?
Yep.
What's your 3?
My number 3 is yet another crossover. It shows that I love Lord of the Rings the most out of anyone at this table.
War of the Ring.
War of the Ring. The
3-way crossover. 3-way crossover.
Let's play.
Yeah. Boom. Let's do it. Let's a 2-player game. It's a 2-player game.
You can
Devon
play
and I will
Azul
play.
Chocolatier while we're playing.
It's a solo game. It's got chocolate.
We'll do a Lord of the Rings trivia thing. And then the 2 top scorers of that get to play first.
I'm not even close to you, and I'll still destroy you.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Ask us a question that you think. Ask us a Lord of the Rings question. Let's see who gets it. We're going to buzz in.
We're going to buzz in? Well, now I'm nervous. You made me nervous.
Well, wait. Can I go movie or book?
Anything you want.
Okay. Fill in the blank. Speak blank and enter.
Friend and enter.
Do you want to know another one?
You tricked me with the book thing. I was supposed to not know it. It's like movie or book. I'm like, either. I'm expecting you to lose. I'm like, I lost. Go ahead.
The Sam's pony's name is...
Oh.
I think it has the word gold in it. Does it have the word gold in it? No.
Oh, Sam's pony.
I got nothing.
Bill.
Yeah,
okay. Another one.
Another one? Aragorn is also known as...
Strider. I hit first.
We both at the same time, so I said it faster.
You cheated on your own rule.
We hit at the same time.
I buzzed first.
So I said it quicker.
I buzzed first.
One more. Tiebreaker.
Wait. This is the hard one. I'll give you a hard one.
What line of men does he originate from?
No, that's not. She's asking us.
What line of men does he originate from? As Strider in the north when he's over there by Bree. What land's over there?
I don't know, but she's asking the questions.
He's one of the Dunedain.
Yeah, she's asking the questions.
You cheated, so I'm making up my own rules.
Go ahead, ask one more question. Tiebreaker.
Galadriel gives the hobbits...
You answer the question.
She gives gifts to each of the hobbits.
No, but that's not what I was gonna say.
No. When you buzz early, you have to answer the question either right or wrong. That's the rules in any game. You don't get the rest of the question. I get the rest of the question.
But if we're redefining how the rules work, since I buzzed in.
Finish the question and we'll do it properly.
She gives them a type of food.
Lamnas bread.
Fine.
Which one bite will keep you full.
I did know the answer to that one.
No, you didn't.
I did absolutely.
Lammas bread?
Yeah. I think I would have said lamb does. I think there's a D in it. That's what my head is.
Here, we'll give Alex...
Is it llamas or lamb does?
Lamnas.
I think it's L-A-M-A-S.
In my head, I thought there was a D in it, but...
Alex, we'll give you your own question.
No, I already lost. I don't want to lose more.
You might get this.
But if it's just you...
But I might lose. I might not know it. I might lose more. I've already lost. I can't win now.
Okay.
At best, I can just still lose. Or I can lose more.
Okay.
What's the question?
I love you so much.
The name of the spider that stings Frodo is...
Oh, dear Lord. Oh my gosh. What's the first letter?
S.
Dude, she lopped that one, like, right at you.
I know, but I can't remember the name. Is it S? That's the S?
Dude, that was such a softball.
What's the second letter?
She lobbed it right
I know it. I'll remember the second letter. What's the second letter? H? I don't remember it. Shiloh? She lobbed it? Oh, Shiloh.
Shelob.
She lobbed. I didn't even realize what she... That's good. That was good. She lobbed it. That was good. Thank you. Appreciate it. I still got it after the H. Like, Shelob? I think Shelob. It's like, that's what you've been saying. Subconscious works.
Anyway, I really want to play more during the card game.
Why do people watch our videos?
That was really good, I think.
I think it's funny.
Okay, for all the props for you guys answering, I just came up with like Lord of the Rings trivia on the fly.
Good job. And they were neither too easy
Which
nor
definitely
too hard,
proves that you do know more than us.
I would have been like, Frodo's buddy's name is... Sam!
Bill!
No, but it actually is hard to come with a trivia question that is not too hard nor too easy. I thought those were really solid. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Shelob was actually a thought. I was like, I wonder if she asked about Shelob.
Anyways, what have we been up to at this point? That's number 3. My number 3.
That was your 3? That was your 3 or 4?
Yes, 3.
Okay, that was
My 3 is likely not on your list, but almost should be, but you probably didn't put it on your list.
Okay.
Do you think...
I have 4 runner-ups.
Well, can you think of a game that should be on your list, but you probably didn't put on your list that you may have seen when you're going through 2022 titles?
No. I just did trivia, come on.
Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put Sentinels Multiverse Definitive Edition, specifically Definitive because I've played the original, but I really want to dive back into it.
I did almost put it on my list.
I heard about it. They announced this last year, though.
It was on Kickstarter and then delivered in 2022.
Okay.
So yeah, but Sentinels Multiverse Definitive Edition, I fell in love with the hobby way back in 2011, 2012, and Sentinels Multiverse was one of the first games I got. The original thin box, I know you had that too. Like we're like old school in terms of just the original, not like the big box that has all the updates. It's a thin small box where you have to pack your cards. It couldn't be sleeved.
Much thinner cards.
Yeah, it was a way back.
The health tokens only went to 10.
And I loved the game, and I really enjoyed it. And eventually I upgraded to the Enhanced Edition, and then I got more content and expansions, and then one day I found myself not playing it quite as much. And I have such fond memories of it that I kind of want to dive back into the definitive edition and see if it rekindles my love.
How many players is it?
You can play 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4.
I'd love to play with you too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! If you come to my house, I have the whole collection.
It's basically think of it as cooperative Marvel Champions without the building your own deck. And that's kind of what it does feel like to a degree.
It's preset decks, but they also developed a whole world around it, so it's all their own heroes and characters that feel like super unique and very thematic, like for how much they developed for like a pseudo comic, and then I think they made some comics after that based on it.
I think they made comics, and they also made Freedom 5, a tabletop board game that's supposed to be like Arkham Horror and Sentinels.
That's the tactical one. Yeah, it's okay.
You played it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's okay. Yeah. It's not as good as regular Sentinels, and then they also made an RPG version.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah. That's basically it.
Was your 3?
That's my number 3.
My 3 is a crossover with Professor Mag. What do you think it might be?
Not ISS Vanguard, because you said you missed that one. Deal with the Devil?
Nope.
Legends? No, I don't know.
Nope. What were the other ones? What was it? We'll go through 10, 9, 8.
I just went through.
No, you...
Return to Dark Tower?
Yep.
Yeah.
Return to Dark Tower.
It was the top one, that's why.
Yeah, so Return to Dark Tower is one that I have consistently wanted to play with. And my reasoning is I know that there are some people who are frustrated that they think it's either too easy or they think it's too hard. But I think that one thing that is weird as a reason for wanting a game, but I don't think that there are many games out there that when you put them on the table, someone who doesn't play a lot of games would look at it and go, "Oh my God, what is that?" Mm-hmm. And I want to try it. And a lot, like sometimes the people that I bring to play games just don't play as like aggressively as we do in terms of board games. And the idea of something like that is such like a magnet to bring them to the table and be like, look at this spectacle, like look at how cool this is, and then play this cooperative. It is cooperative, right?
I believe so.
I think there might be a competitive mode, but like to play that like cooperative negation game. And I love Pandemic. I got rid of Pandemic, but I do appreciate how much fun it was. In terms of like, I like games where there is impending disaster and you're trying to just stave it off bit by bit by bit, turn by turn by turn. And so I like that from Return to Dark Tower, and I think that it would be a lot of fun. And then I know that there were some people who reviewed it. I don't know if it was Tom Vassell or a couple other people who were like, if you really do like, it is a very satisfying, tense puzzle for people that play like board games a lot. You can find like a really cool rhythm in it of a very satisfying, challenge. And so I liked the idea that it could operate as that for me, and then could also operate as a, hey, look what board games can do if you haven't ever played board games like, in modern years. Look what I can do. So I liked the spectacle of it, and I also liked the potential of it. And it's gorgeous. Like anything Restoration does, even if I don't think I'll like the game, they're bringing it back to life from what it used to be is like such a beautiful production. So Return to Dark Tower is my number 3. We should.
What's your number 2? You're not going to be taking mine. My number 2 is not yours.
My number 2 is a game that I desperately want to play for myself again and again and again and again, day after day, different every time, puzzle after puzzle.
Turing Machine.
Yep.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, so
I didn't hear you say it.
Gen Con and Origin had just a bunch of titles that people were very buzzing about, and I couldn't get away from work at the time, and I couldn't, and the time that I did get away from work, I saw people that I wanted to hang out with, or I was playing Crokinole, and I was playing Crokinole, I just, sorry, you gotta click that button now.
Tracy Board, sponsors of they're not sponsored. La Croix, sponsors.
So, Turing Machine, I love Sudoku, I love Scrabble, I love, puzzles, and I've always enjoyed them. Like, when I was in high school, I like the artwork of, MC Escher, and, one of my favorite things that I put together was his self-reflection puzzle, or his portrait that was, holding the glass ball with the hand, and he did it with stippling, which is, the little, where you do dots on the background. And it was I'm by myself in high school up in the playroom, and I'm looking at different shades of gray, and I'm like, this one is medium gray, and this one is slightly off medium gray. And, I'm doing that, but I love doing puzzles, whether they're visual, whether they're word, whether they're numbers. And Turing Machine, the idea that it has so many different variations of puzzles and challenges to solve, sounded like it was something that was right up my alley. So I'm kind of bummed I haven't played this yet.
Fantastic movie, by the way.
I don't know why everyone has really been interested in it, and I'm like...
That's what it's called? Enigma Machine.
Enigma Machine.
It's like the code sounded wrong there.
Enigma.
I win.
Did you do your number 2, Alex?
No. My number 2 is likely not on either of your lists. This is one which finally showed up. I'm excited to dive into it.
You have
just
such
on
a
the backlog.
hipster list.
Well, some of them are Kickstarters, which I'm excited about. And this one is a Kickstarter from El Dorado Games called The Age of Atlantis. Age of Atlantis was one that was on Kickstarter a year and a half ago, maybe. And I just, the general genre of it is, it sounded very cool as far as the ways you're upgrading your tableau. I don't even know a lot of the mechanics of the game. I think it's worker placement to a degree, but there's a lot of upgrades in tableau building in a way that was a big part. I know a lot of people in that who have playtested the game who really, really enjoyed it. Successful, loved it. A lot of people, Cadis, really enjoyed it. A lot of people who we've talked to in different ways that they played it doing, they're very active in the Discord community and they're playtesting, and they really, really liked it. And I backed it mostly based off of the concept of tableau building, of, upgrading your tech trees and different things, and just having all that with like a lot of people who really enjoyed it, and I'm just very excited to dive
This isn't the one we were talking about, that's the MOBA one that's white. And
no,
that's
Guards of Atlantis.
Guards of Atlantis. Okay, and this is Age of Atlantis. What does the cover look like?
I believe it looks like almost like a city, and then almost like a Pegasus, like flying Pegasus kind of situation on the cover, if I recall correctly.
A city?
I think it's like a city in the background.
So like a fortified town. Like not yet a city.
I hate you both.
But like a mid-construction type.
Images. Let's see if we can find it. Here, let's see. Here we go.
Mid-construction.
Here we go.
Lots of scaffolding.
Lower population.
I have never seen
That's
that.
my memory of that one.
I've never seen that either.
Yeah.
I've never seen that image.
I love that
B-roll.
If we're gonna show each other, we have to show them.
No, the B-roll is just when you turn it and they have to pause it.
Yeah.
And then they have to zoom in, and it's so grainy and useless.
See, that's not the crazy description.
You have to watch our videos with Google open.
No. You gave a very apt description of the title.
Almost a city with like a
I
Pegasus.
was less shocked by the fact that you were right, and more shocked by the fact that I literally don't recognize this image at all.
The fact that you just said you're less shocked that I was right is like the sweetest thing you've ever told me.
You're usually right about stuff.
Anyways.
What number was that for
That was 2 for me. You had
That's
2.
2 for you? I've done 2 as well.
Okay. My number 2 is a game that I believe both of you have played. I'm pretty sure both of you have played. But we have a crossover with a publisher, but not the same game.
Publisher.
I've played one of them. You've played the other one. Of their 2022 titles.
What's on your list? All the
I
Scrolls,
don't know.
Resist, Hoplomachus. Oh, Burncycle.
Burncycle.
Oh! I played a lot of Burncycle.
Burncycle is the only chip theory games game I have not yet played, and I really, really want to. It's just one that has eluded me so far.
I do think that thematically, it's the one she should play the most, because it's robots. Like,
yeah, Too Many Bones, I think, thematically is the most me.
No, but I'm not talking about like the setting. I'm talking about like the dynamic of the protagonist versus the antagonist.
Robots overthrowing human
This
beings.
is the human over, like, good robots that were like had their lives and like autonomy stolen from them by the humans, and they're trying to like take it back.
Actually, weirdly enough, she's actually against the AI taking jobs from humans, so.
Anyway, I really want to play Burncycle.
I think you'll like it.
It's really, we should play it. We should
Now,
play
it's an upgrade to have the metal robots, right?
I have those.
But you have them.
I can show you the
Yeah.
clunk.
That's got me interested.
They're very cool.
Yeah, it's one that I've seen since Gamma. I've always seen it at their booth.
You don't own it, do you?
No.
Oh, we should play it.
No, it's the only one.
We should play it. Maybe tonight.
Maybe
After this.
Tonight.
after Unsettled.
We have to figure out
Before
tonight. There's a long list of games we're playing tonight.
Oh yeah, Dune 2.
I can go right to number 1.
Go for it.
Go for it.
My number 1 is a game that it is definitely the one I want to play the most out of this list because I ranked mine 7. And it's one at your house, Alex, that I have asked you to play. Like, last time I was at your house,
Roleplay
I
Adventures.
wanted it every single night.
No. Every night.
It's a game that's eluded me. Roleplayer Adventures?
No, I meant Dice Throne Adventures. But what's the game you want to play?
I asked you to play it, like, every day.
Yeah, I think you did that when I was there, too.
Mm-hmm.
You kept asking about that game. What was that game?
Very unique. Something that I haven't super seen
Quad
before.
Heroes?
Nope.
No, just a small hint.
Something based in something historical.
She lobbed it at me.
That was so good.
That
I
was
was
so
like,
good.
when you guys were talking later, I was like, She Lobbed was so good.
It was so good. It was really good. I was impressed with that. After.
It's based on something historical. I can name the publisher, but then I think you'll get it
Go
right
ahead.
away.
Publisher, hit us.
Devere.
Foundations of
Devere.
Lacrimosa.
Lacrimosa.
Hit the
I
table.
really...
Hit the table, son of a gun.
I really want to play Lacrimosa.
You know what's annoying is I started to say it first, but you hit the table. Like freaking. So you win. You stupid punk. Lacrimosa to me
it looks so beautiful.
It looks gorgeous. I'm worried that that's where it will end for me, but I hope that it won't.
I think it depends on the genre of games you like, and I don't know if you've liked games in that type of genre as much, that Euro genre.
How close is it to? I mean, obviously, like
it's nothing like Brass.
No, I'm thinking of like Encyclopedia. Like I'm just thinking of like a game that is historically grounded, but has like some really interesting stuff.
I may have put Encyclopedia in my recommendations of that. Like if you like this, you might like Encyclopedia. It is a little bit more tied to Encyclopedia.
Then that makes me more okay to.
There's some nice upgrading, some nice cascading things that interweave nicely. You get different perks or different stuff. I really enjoyed it. I like Encyclopedia more. Encyclopedia is amazing.
Yeah.
But I like Lacrimosa a lot.
Nice.
Can we play it, please?
Yes.
Can we play it, please?
Yes. Let's make it happen.
You did ask for Lacrimosa like every day when we were up there.
That's one that I'm like, I think about it often.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you have it, so I'm not trying to get it.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
What's your number one?
My number one is one that we actually are playing after this. It's one that I put on this list without knowing we were going to be playing it after this. Is it an
expansion?
It's not really after this. Tomorrow. We're playing it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Heat.
She got it first. Hit the table. Boom. She got it first. I even Heat from Days of Wonder. I put this on the list before we actually had actual plans to play this tomorrow with Kisplaining, hopefully with Let's play the game. Mm-hmm. And it's one that has been on my radar for a bit. The first time I saw it was actually at Gen Con, and I completely wrote it off. Days of Wonder has been a publisher that I love for a long time, but they've gotten to a point with the types of games they put out that they've less are for me as time has gone on. And so I saw Heat from Days of Wonder, and I was like, okay, I don't need to play you. I've loved some of your games, and I'll move on. Then there was buzz about it, and people liked it, and people were talking about it. And so by the time we hit PAX, I was like, I want to play it, and I didn't get a chance to play it at PAX. And off the cuff, when we were playing something with Play the Game, I was like, I'd love to play Heat if we're able to, and that was after I made this list, and I still haven't played the game. If I played the game, I'd take it off the list. But I have not when filming this. I have by the time you watch this. Heat by Days of Wonder, very much something that's been anxiously, I just want to play it. It might even be for me. It might not be for me. It's a racing game. It's loosely based on Flamme Rouge. Loosely based on that in terms of the mechanics. But
have you played that one either?
No, but I've also always wanted to play that one and never got around to it. So the re-implementation, the Days of Wonder, the fact that it's racing instead of biking, which resonates with me a bit more. I'm definitely very interested in playing that one. That's my number one game.
Yeah. The Days of Wonder aspect has me. Racing, not so much, so we'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it'll go. For me, number one is a game that is about as dry as I think I can possibly go with games, and
I'm not gonna guess because I looked over at your list when I was trying to figure out hers, and I saw your number one.
So it's one from Board and Dice, and it was huge buzz when it was at the convention. I think it was also Gen Con. Might have been Origins, but I think it was Gen Con, and it was one of those ones where sometimes, like, you know, when publishers are trying to anticipate buzz, they'll bring a huge amount and maybe a certain amount of it will go. This was a gigantic tower that they constructed out of this game that dwindled all the way down by the end of the show. And
similar to Burncycle.
Yeah, and I don't
know what you're talking about.
It's a Euro that has such nice looking production that I'm like, oh,
Terracotta Army.
Dude, you got it.
This was one that was almost on my list.
I waited till she gave up.
Yeah. So, Terracotta Army is one that I'm like, everything about it, I'm like, I don't think I should like this. But I'm also like, I really want to try this. It's kind of my Lacrimosa. It's my one that I'm like, oh, I just think about Terracotta Army. I'm like, so I love a lot of like both like Japanese and Chinese like culture and stuff like that. Love the movies, books, anything that I can kind of like latch onto, and like, you know, the Terracotta Soldiers, which
yes,
I think I've actually physically seen them. I'm trying to remember when.
You forget?
I've seen pictures.
So I can't. So like I visited my dad.
Oh, you mean the actual Terracotta?
Yeah.
I was talking about the game.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. But it's one of those things where it's like my memory is like I went to visit my dad because he was doing a long-term consulting work in Suzhou, which is a suburb of Shanghai, which still has like 10 million people. And we visited him for
that's why.
We visited it for spring break of my senior year at high school, and like we saw the Great Wall and we saw some other stuff. I can't remember. Do you ever have stuff where you have like a memory, and then you see stuff like video footage in movies and stuff like that, and you're like, is that actually like a memory, or am I just like putting that image based off of something I've seen in life, like a documentary or something like that? So I think I've seen them. I don't remember though.
Interesting.
So that one for some reason didn't really capture my attention. General board and dice captured my attention. Anything in the T series or Euros like that do capture my interest. Something about that has not hooked me. I don't know what. I'm happy to play it. It has not hooked me.
Yeah, and the feedback that I've heard has been from people who got it. They really liked it.
That's what I've heard.
No, I know that Board Game Ramblings. I think they've covered it. Thinker Themers covered it.
Both loved it.
I think even maybe Brothers Murph as well. But pretty much everyone I saw who has covered it has been positive and warm about it, and so it's just kind of like sustained its interest for me.
Very cool.
Nice.
Those are our 10 games that we most want to play from the 2022 titles. Some of these will get played. Some of these we never ever will, and it'll be sad, but there'll be more titles to keep us interested along the way. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Devon.
And I'm Meg.
And have a good one.
Bye.
See you guys.
Go watch Lord of the Rings.